In today's episode, I'm going to teach you the phases of building your online fitness business. So when it comes to building your online fitness business, there's a lot of different stages. And this episode is for you if you're just getting started out and you have nothing, or it's for you if you haven't yet to hit the six-figure mark yet in your business, which is an $8,333 month, but we can just say 8.4K per month. There's a couple phases. So first phase is the research phase. Second phase is the launch phase. Third phase is the quit my job phase. And the fourth phase, which is my favorite, is the build phase. And you have to go through each one of these phases to hit six figures. So you might be in the research phase right now. You might be in the launch phase. You might be in the quit your job phase, or you might be in the build phase. Either way, let's talk about each phase one by one. And if you hit each phase and do everything correctly, you're going to build to your first six-figure month as quickly as possible. Here's how the process works. So we start out with the research phase. In the research phase, this is where you really have nothing. You're just getting started out and you're just trying to figure out what to do with your business. You're trying to figure out who you're gonna help, what your niche is, how you're gonna market yourself, what you're actually going to sell. Because a lot of people, they don't know what they're going to sell yet. Quick tip, quickest way to six figures is one product. And I recommend one high ticket product. So in the research phase, the biggest thing that we need to figure out, the biggest thing, the absolute most important thing is who we're going to help. And I like to run it through my 3-question filter. So the first question is, can I help these people? The second question is, if money weren't an issue, if I had all the money in the world, would I train these people for free? Because ultimately you have to be able to solve a problem for someone. And second of all, you want to have a business that gives you freedom and meaning. You want to wake up every day excited to train these people. And if you're not waking up every day excited to train these people, aka you wouldn't train these people for free if money weren't an issue, then this is the wrong people. And third, do they have money? Because they need to be able to pay you, obviously. 3-question filter. If the answer is yes to every single one of these questions, you have a viable niche, you have a viable market, and you're probably gonna have a great business marketing to these people. You might come up with a couple different options. I want you to come up with 3 different options, figuring out like who you help and what problems you can help them solve. After you have 3, take them through the 3 questions. If they are yes on each question, then we gotta start dialing this down and figuring out who these people really are. So I would recommend narrowing it down to 2 after that. So you have 3, you narrow it down to 2 niches, and then you're gonna flip a coin in the air. And you're gonna assign 1 to heads and 1 to tails. Flip the coin, catch it, put it on your hand. At that very moment, whatever one you want, like in the back of your mind, you're gonna want a heads or you're gonna want a tails. So whatever one comes to mind, whatever one you want deep down inside in your head, that's the one you're gonna go with. You're not even gonna look at the coin. And that's how we're gonna decide your niche. Research phase literally should only take 1 day. A big problem I see a lot of people make is they go through all this research and they're like, yeah, I don't know, I can't make a decision. Here's the truth, money loves speed. The longer you're in the research phase, the longer you're not making money and the longer you don't have a business. If you move slow, someone else is gonna take your niche and they're gonna dominate that niche. So you need to get to that niche as quickly as possible. The reason we wanna figure out who we really wanna help and dial in our message to them is because then we can talk to just them. When you talk to just them, then anyone who is like them, anyone who fits that niche is going to be attracted to you and they're going to want to work with you because they're gonna be like, yo, Jason gets me. It's like he's speaking right to me. It's like he knows what's going on in my head. And it's because we did that research. And when you can get in someone's head like that, get deep down in their head and figure out what's keeping them up at night, you basically have no competition. Because you have all these trainers that say, oh, I'm an online trainer. I train people online. But that attracts no one. When you get very specific, you can attract everybody and you have no competition because you're the only person in the world who does that. Another common mistake I see people make in the research phase is they're like, oh, well, I'm gonna design a logo, I'm gonna get a website, I'm gonna do all this other stuff. Quite frankly, if I'm gonna be honest with you, you can build a 6-figure online fitness business with no logo and no website. So don't let that stuff hold you back. One day, max, figure out who you're gonna help and what problem you're gonna help them solve. And that's going to get you farther than anything. So one day here, okay? Next phase is the launch phase. So this is where we're trying to get our first online client or making our first sale. In the launch phase, you got to figure out a great way of marketing yourself, getting yourself out there in the world, reaching out to your existing market and letting them know, this is what I do now, this is what I'm offering, and have a viable way of getting them to raise their hand and tell you that they're interested, and then getting them on the phone and selling them. So you have to have a special launch strategy. So I just had a client, Charlie, sign up almost exactly a month ago, and within his first month of June, he did his first $6,000 a month. Up until then, I think the best he ever did was something like $4,000. And what we did is we just implemented a launch strategy. So he'd already got his first client, but he didn't have a consistent flow of clients coming in. So what we needed to do is we needed to backtrack, go back to the launch phase, and have a great way of launching. So there's different ways of launching. If you have a big social media presence, you could do a case study launch, a pilot program launch. Those are the ones that we use with my clients a lot. You can just do a regular like big pre-launch and product launch and post-launch. Those are the 3 ways I would launch if you already have a following. If you don't have a following right then and there, then you would want to do a contest launch, which I've done with other clients as well, to get your first client coming in. So there's many different ways of launching. You just need to figure out which way is best for you, and then you need to stick to it and go all in on that launch. Your only focus should be getting as many people to apply to your program as possible. Get as many applicants as possible, and then that gives you a higher chance of getting all these people on the phone and closing them and making your first sale. But not only will you make your first sale, but you're probably gonna make your second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth sale using this strategy as well. So once we finish the launch phase and we actually have a client transaction coming in where they've actually paid you, your mind just shifts. You start to realize the potential. Until you've had your first taste of money, your first sale online, you truly in the back of your mind, you think to yourself, is this even gonna work? Are people actually going to listen to me? Am I actually gonna be able to help these people? As soon as you make your first sale, that's when everything changes and you realize the possibilities. So we start out in the launch phase, we make our first sale. And then once we make our first sale, then the next milestone is the quit your job phase. And that's where you're hungry. This is where you really need to hustle. You need to hustle, baby, because this is going to allow you to quit your job. So let's say you make $3,000 per month at your job. So the quit your job phase is we're trying to get to $3,000 per month with your online fitness business as quickly as possible. And the way that we do that is we gotta hustle. We gotta be DMing people every day. We gotta be hitting our key performance actions, which is DMing people, creating content, getting out there, collaborating with people, just getting yourself everywhere, networking, and just doing whatever it takes to get a consistent flow of applicants coming in so that you can get them on the phone and close them into your high ticket coaching program. So as soon as we've hit 2 months where you made $3,000, it's time to put in your 2 weeks notice. And this is so exciting. It's super scary too. I remember when I quit my job as a trainer, I was working downtown Toronto, one of the top gyms in the city, and when I quit, I averaged about $55 per hour, which was amazing for me because I grew up with nothing. I grew up so poor, so making $55 per hour was like insane. Also, quitting a job where you're making $55 per hour is also insane. I remember when I told my mom that I was quitting my job and moving abroad to the middle of the Mediterranean, she thought I was absolutely crazy. Of course, like any person would think like, dude, you've made it. You're doing so well. But I know you want to build something bigger. You want to have that freedom. You don't want to be working for someone else. You want to work for yourself. You want to be able to work for yourself anywhere in the world from just your laptop. So the quit your job phase is we're going to hustle as hard as possible to get to the point where you can quit your job. And this means anytime you have downtime on your job, working on your business. This means working late into the night on your business. This means working on weekends on your business. Probably this phase is the hardest phase because you put in so much work, you're always working. You start to sacrifice your social life. Your friends are always like, oh, you're always working, man. Come out with us. You can't let them drag you down like that because as soon as other people see you being successful, they're gonna try to drag you down. So this is the hardest phase because you're working all the time. But once you've matched your income of your job with your online business, once you've matched that income, then you quit your job. Then you're going all in deep on your online fitness business. And that gets us to the final phase, which is the build to six figures phase. And it's the most exciting phase because now you've quit your job and you can put 100% of your focus into your online fitness business. What's going to happen here is you're going to feel pretty excited that you just quit your job and you just matched your income of your job for 2 months. You may start to feel like, okay, I can sit back, I can relax, I don't need to work as hard anymore. No, you still need to work hard, but at least you have normal hours now because you're not working at a job for anyone else. So you can put all your time and all your energy into building to 6 figures. So you probably just took yourself from a 60 or 70, maybe 80-hour work week. You quit your job and now you're down to maybe a 40-hour work week. Honestly, depending on how slow you are, maybe, depending on if you have direction, aka if you have a coach. If you have a coach, you can accelerate this a lot quicker. When you get a coach, you're buying speed. Let's say you're working 40 hours per week right now on your online fitness business to grow it to 6 figures. Either way, you can dedicate all your time on your online fitness business now to build from the quit your job phase to actual 6 figures, which is the build to 6 figures phase. And the build to 6 figures phase is just doing good things every single day. So when you do good things every single day, great things happen. So this includes all your KPAs, messaging new people, great content, getting people into your world, taking care of your current clients so that they stay with you for a long time and you don't lose them. All that stuff, doing it really well over and over and over again. It's kind of like your own fitness or nutrition program. The only way to get results is to go to the gym, be consistent, hit your macros every single day, stick to your nutrition plan, get sleep every day. If you can do that stuff every single day, then those good things compound and they move over to becoming great things. And once they're great things, that's when magic starts to happen. You're signing up more clients. Build phase is all about getting as many people on the phone and getting really good at sales, closing them into your high ticket coaching program, and just doing this consistently over and over and over again. So once you get to the build phase, it could take anywhere between 2 months. I've seen people do it as small as 1 month, but probably 2 months to a year. So you have to have complete focus. You have to have complete focus on the way that you sell. Get really good at selling because, as I always say, no sales, no business. So get really good at selling and get really good at getting people onto the phone. So getting people into your funnel. So you gotta attract people into your world. You gotta get really good at converting these people and selling them on the phone. And then you need to get really great at delivering your services to these people so that they stay with you for a long time. And you need to do this consistently over and over again with 100% focus. Because literally to get to 6 figures, all you need is one product, your high ticket coaching, and one optimal way of selling it. Once you have that, you just need to have focus. Have focus for an entire year. Literally, the most you would need is a year if you have 100% focus in the build to 6 figures phase. And I guarantee you'll hit your first $8,333 a month online. So that's how it's done. 4 phases. We have the research phase, 1 day. We have the launch phase, takes about 7 days. We have the quit your job phase, could take anywhere from 1 month to 3 months. And then we have the build to 6 figures phase, which could take anywhere from 1 to 2 months all the way up to a year. If you are really good, you go all in on everything and you just have 100% focus, 100% hustle, and you just work on getting a little bit better every single day, you can do this in as little as 12 weeks. That's right, as little as 12 weeks. I've seen people do it in 12 weeks. I've seen people do it in a year and a half. But if you have the right direction, you have the right plan, you're doing everything right, you're taking action every single day, you're doing those good things every single day to build to great things, then you're going to be able to do it in as little as 12 weeks. So here's how I would go about this. I have a free private Facebook group called Online Fitness Profits, and this is the kind of stuff that we talk about every single day. This is the kind of stuff that we teach every single day in that free private Facebook group. You can go to that private Facebook group and request to join by going to www.jmaxfitness.com/OFP group. So www.jmaxfitness.com/OFP group. Once you get to the group, I'm going to ask you 3 questions. Answer all of the 3 questions. We'll review your application. And if we think you're a good fit for the Facebook group, which is absolutely free, then we'll accept you in there. And that's where the real magic happens. So this episode was all about the 4 phases of building your online fitness business to 6 figures. Thanks so much for tuning in today. I am Jason Maxwell here from JMax Fitness, and I'll talk to you soon.